What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we're going to be talking about how here on YouTube, fair use is basically under attack once more. Now, this is more of an isolated incident that we're going to be focusing on today, but unfortunately, when we do look at this isolated incident, this has basically happened to thousands of creators over time. I mean, the extortion, the bullshit, it's happened so many times at this point that you really can't count. And it's not only Jukin Media who's done it. I mean, you can't even count the amount of companies that do this. It's been such a widespread problem on YouTube for so long that seeing the changes to the copyright system in the last year or so was so refreshing to YouTubers, and then seeing this story really come to light over the last few days has just been really depressing, because it shows how much work needs to be done to really prove fair use and to back these corporations down, because they still feel really empowered to just bully creators and to try and bully the copyright system, because they still think that they can just do whatever they want. And it's bullshit, but it's the truth. Today we're going to be talking about a YouTube channel called MXR. Now, I did not know about this YouTube couple, if I'm being honest with you, until this whole thing really blew up, but it's a YouTube couple that runs a couple of YouTube channels actually here on the platform, and unfortunately they have found themselves tied up in a situation with Jukin Media, which has been a long-time aggressor against YouTube channels at this point. Now, what Jukin Media likes to do is they like to disregard the idea of fair use, okay? Now, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the definition of fair use. This is a widely accepted definition of fair use. I'm not making this up or anything. I'll go ahead and leave all my sources and everything down below for you to check out. I'm not making any of this shit up. So, with that being said, they're not too fond of this idea, because, well, it kind of goes against their entire business model. Now, what Jukin Media likes to do is they essentially absorb content. Now, what I mean by that is Jukin Media, they take videos and they put licenses on this content. So they'll take videos, and with this license, they will try to bully creators into purchasing these licenses to their content. That way people can put them in their videos or re-upload them or do whatever with them, right? Now, the thing is if you want to make a video and you want to use some other content, right? Like, let's say I want to make a reaction video and I want to show some clips of content from one of these videos, and I want to react to it, and I want to, you know, make fun of whatever's going on in the clip and whatnot, and I want to give my opinion on it and play a video game behind it and put some music behind it and have a good old time, okay? That is something called transformative content. Jukin Media hates the idea of transformative content because, by law, if you make transformative content, it basically completely gives you the right to use pieces of copyrighted content and use fair use as a defense. Now, basically, MXR is a channel that they make some reaction videos and stuff like that, and unfortunately they have found themselves with 4 fines, I guess, from Jukin Media, worth about $6,000, which is completely fucking ridiculous, because I don't care what anyone says, I don't think there's any internet content, honestly, where you can be like, we're gonna fine a content creator on YouTube for $6,000 because they reacted to our videos. You know, it's flat out extortion. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves here. So these are the bills that were shared, where they have shared some of the relevant information, where they are trying to essentially blackmail these two into giving them thousands of dollars. Now, MXR claims that they have actually paid licenses to Jukin Media before that total thousands of dollars, and they think that's even, I guess, really why Jukin Media is taking it this far, trying to get thousands of dollars out of these guys. But, and as you're going to see on the screen here, they also had this to say. Hello, we have found that your page has continued to use Jukin Media content without authorization. As a sign of good faith, we have given you 2 opportunities to purchase a retroactive license and have given you information to allow you to purchase a license for our content prior to use. We do not feel that the content falls under fair use protections, and we have no record of a license being obtained for use of this content by your page, but if permission exists, please send that over for verification. Jukin Media has a contractual obligation to make sure video owners we represent are properly compensated for the use of the content that they created. In order to get this matter resolved, the fee per use is $1,500. Attached is the invoice for a retroactive license along with a screenshot of use. Please note that offer is only valid for 14 days. If we find any further use of the content without a prior license, we reserve the right to take further action, and the fees to resolve the use will dramatically increase. Essentially, they are now threatening that, hey, if you use any more of our content after this email, we're not going to charge you $1,500. We're going to charge you, exponentially higher rates. We will extort you for not $6,000, we might extort you for $25,000 next time, so you better watch yourself. Yeah, you think fair use is gonna save you? Yeah, well, we're gonna try and bully you. Now, here's what I find funny about this. Quote, we do not feel that the content falls under fair use protections, and we have no record of a license being obtained for the use of this content by your page. Number one, it doesn't matter if you feel that the content falls under fair use protection because you're not judges. You're not lawyers, okay? What you say and think doesn't fucking matter, okay? You don't get to tell people that they can't use something because, oh, we don't think that it's fair use. At least you shouldn't be able to. The problem is that, well, here on YouTube, unfortunately, you guys get to be the judge of everything because YouTube doesn't want to step in and get their hands dirty in these copyright systems and everything because, they could end up getting in these lawsuits and stuff, and they don't really want to be part of all that, which is understandable. I mean, you can't fault YouTube for wanting to stay out of all this. That's so much money that they would have to spend in these lawsuits that they don't want to be part of. And you can't blame a business for wanting to stay out of that. I completely understand. But yeah, you don't feel that the content falls under fair use protections because, if you did feel that way, you wouldn't be trying to extort creators out of their money, and you wouldn't be trying to bully people making a living off of fair use out of their money when they're, following the law and they're using it transformatively, because your entire business model essentially exists on the notion that you're bullying people out of their hard-earned money because they're afraid of you being a big corporation that can shut them down because you have power and you have influence. You know what I'm saying? Which is bullshit at the end of the day, but if permission exists, send that over for verification. They don't need your permission at the end of the day. You are not the final boss in this whole decision. And that's the thing that, unfortunately, people do not realize often enough, is that these people are not the boss of you. Just because they have some bullshit license that they're trying to peddle does not mean anything. Fair use exists, you're making transformative content, and this is essentially just extortion. Now, it doesn't stop here. This is what's funny, because Jukin Media has responded to this whole thing. They got a lot of shit on Twitter for this. So Jukin Media says, we left a comment on the video. Here's a screenshot. You're making money off of videos that don't belong to you. Our only goal here is to ensure that the rightful owners of the videos are compensated. We're happy to talk and to try and find a resolution that works for everyone. Yet here they are trying to blackmail creators using fair use. And here's what I find funny. They say you're making money off of videos that don't belong to you, yet their whole business model is built on extorting people out of money because of videos that they don't even own the rights to, that they're licensing on behalf of other people. So what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, from my understanding, all this really is, this whole Jukin Media thing, is just, it's like Viral Hog and all those other things, where essentially what it is somebody makes a viral video, and what Jukin Media does is they come along and say, hey, we'll pay you $200 for the rights to commercialize that video. And they basically go and copyright claim the shit out of that video everywhere it shows up on the internet, and they make $8,000 a month off of the copyrights on that video and for selling licenses to that video, because people don't understand how copyright works, because they don't understand that fair use exists, and because they're afraid of Jukin Media. That's how these companies exist. That's their whole business model. We'd like nothing more than for you to license content using our website, or if you'd rather not, another option is to simply not use our videos that you don't have permission to use. YouTube policy is clear on this. It says you should only upload content, including music videos and artwork, that you've created or that you're authorized to use. But what Jukin Media doesn't include in that little part that they're trying to say right there is that by using, authorized content, that also includes fair use. They provide a service to video creators. They allow them to list their content on the site so that TV shows, publishers, YouTubers, influencers, and everyone can buy a license to use the content. You can completely avoid issues related to copyright. They're essentially the mafia for copyright. If you try to use fair use and you try to, stay within the boundaries of the law and use content fairly, you're basically going to get struck by them. You're going to get a false copyright strike, or you're basically going to get extorted like these people, because they think that they can do that, and it's bullshit. And of course, like I said, Jukin Media, they're not the only people who do this. They're not the only company that pulls this kind of scheme off. But at the same time, it's important that companies that are they're vocal about this. So it's important that companies that are so vocal about this and they think that this is something to be proud of get completely destroyed, because this is such a garbage business method and it's such a garbage thing to do. Jukin Media, you can go fuck yourselves. You are the lowest of the low. Yet another example of the YouTube copyright system just being great. And if Jukin Media decides to take these people's channels down, if they don't pay up this fine, then I can only see this really going into a lawsuit or becoming an extremely huge news story, because there's really no other avenue that this can go down. But, I mean, it's something that needs to be spoken out on. I know I'm pretty late to this individual topic, but this is a pretty widespread issue on YouTube, and it's been one for a long time, and it's something that needs to be vocalized. So thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on my channel, follow me over on Twitter at @SubToOptimus. I post memes, thoughts, and updates over there. It's a surefire way to get notifications of all my newest content. Join the Discord down below, lots of great things going on down there as well. Thank you to my channel members, your support helps my channel tremendously, and until my next video guys, this is Optimus, extorting content creators out of $6,000, and signing out.